What's up, boys and gals, and welcome to my first New World guide. I've recently returned to New World and I'm having a ton of fun, but I found that once I hit level 60 I really had no idea what I was doing. There are a lot of great guides and videos out there already, but I wanted to try and condense some of the information for my guildies and other players that don't want to spend hours and hours researching the basics. In this video, I'll go over the important things to know when you first hit level 60, which I hope will help you all out. First up is your expertise. This is a rating that all of your pieces of gear will have linked to them in New World, and upon reaching level 60, these will all start at 500. The aim of the game here is to get them to 600 as soon as possible, as this will allow you to drop higher gear score items and legendaries in chests, dungeons, and other activities. You can raise your expertise in a few ways, but the fastest way that I found to do this is by doing chest runs, dungeons, and using gypsum orbs. Chest runs involve a large group of players running through elite zones throughout the world, killing elite mobs and opening the elite chests that they guard. There are a lot of chest runs in this game, so I won't explain them all here, as there's already a lot of guides out there for this, but you'll see players advertising for these runs in the global or recruitment chat most days, and you can just join. They have no requirements, and even if you can't get into a group, you can just follow behind them. I personally always try and complete the following runs: Helio, Castrum, The Wall, Mines, and Merg every day. The first three are located in Brimstone Sands. Helio is located roughly in the middle of the zone, and you can just run there from the main town. Castrum is located in the south. You should teleport to the Worm Sign Obelisk for this one and jump up the rocks for a quick shortcut. And the Wall is located in the very north of Brimstone. The quickest way to get to this is to teleport to the Crossroads Shrine, which is located at the very west of Shattered Mountains, and then run down to the Wall. The other two that I always try and run in this game are located in Shattered Mountains. The first one is Mines, and this is located northwest of the Settlement Mountain home. Merc is also in this zone, and it's located in the north. The starting point for this one is by the old Merkgard Shrine. Most trains run both of these at the same time, starting with Mines and finishing with Merc. Don't worry about memorizing the routes here, just follow the trainer people and enjoy all the loot. You can do this once a day, but be careful. As a fresh level 60, you will get one shot by the bosses and the elites, so just attack from range and try and get that tag for extra loot, but prioritize staying alive and just getting the chests. Not only are the chests a great way to raise your expertise very quickly, you can also make a decent amount of money on these runs from materials, rare drops, and items that you can just sell on the marketplace. So the next thing to know about is gypsum. This is a currency that can be obtained via various methods throughout the game and are used to craft gear at gypsum kilns. This is another great way to raise your expertise quickly, but do not waste these, as you only can get so many every day, and it's better to focus on upgrading the difficult or more important pieces first. I personally did my weapons and jewelry, as the expertise on these went up a lot slower than my main armor pieces. Once you hit 600 expertise, the gypsum crates for these pieces will give you umbral shards instead of upgrading the expertise. These can be used to upgrade your gear from 600 to 625, so don't waste these. You can use the kiln for each piece of item once a day, so don't forget to do it. To obtain gypsum orbs, I recommend doing all the quests within Brimstone Sands, as this will give you a lot to start with, as well as some decent legendary weapon drops and other gear. There are also some daily activities you can do to get gypsum shards to craft into gypsum orbs at the kiln. I personally do around 5 things each day when I have the time to get my gypsum, and they are as follows. Completing an outpost rush with 500 points or more will net you an orb. To get 500 points, you can just chop wood and kill NPCs, but try and get involved in the PvP, as your gear does scale in this mode and you can actually have some good fun. An arena match is the same. This will also give you a gypsum orb. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. Currently, there is an event going on for looting crates and caches and around the world. You can get 3 caches a day, and these each have a shard in them, which you can then in turn go and craft 1 orb. If you do chest runs, you'll just get these whilst you do them, so don't worry too much about it. Tempest Heart is a level 60 dungeon in the Shattered Mountains, and there is a quest just outside the entrance in the chapel. This is a repeatable quest and rewards 1 gypsum orb for completing the dungeon, but most groups will require you to have at least 560 gear score, and the last boss can be a bit tricky, so make sure you go in prepared to spend some time doing this. You can also use faction tokens to buy 2 gypsum orbs a day. These cost 7,000 tokens each. You can gain tokens by doing faction quests, which I assume you already know about as you're level 60. If not, you can find more information on this online. A quick note regarding gypsum is that the higher your item expertise is over 600, the more umbral shards you'll get. So you should try and bank up some gypsum for when you have 620 plus expertise on an item for more umbral shards rather than spamming it at 600. When you freshly hit level 60, your gear is likely to be around the 450 to 500 mark, which can be very quickly bumped up by buying some higher gear score pieces off of the marketplace. All you need to do is search for the category of gear that you want and filter by gear score. I personally wouldn't spend more than a couple hundred gold a piece. The perks on the gear aren't that important at this time. All you want to do is raise your gear score for survivability and the raw stats. You also need to remember that the gear will scale down in gear score until your expertise reaches the same level. So buying 590 plus gear is fine, but it won't be that score until you're further into your expertise upgrades. Named items can be obtained throughout the world, such as from rare mobs or dungeons. These items are slightly different as they don't downscale due to expertise, and they always have the exact same perks and stacks, so you always know what you're going to get. If you upgrade them to 600 gear score, they'll become legendary with a new perk. I'd strongly recommend that you check out this website, https://nwdb.info, for all of the info on these items. You can search by stat, perk, armor type, and much more. This is a great way to locate gear that you want with ideal perks early on in the game, and it can be much cheaper than buying gear directly off the marketplace. And last up in this video is crafting. Crafting gear in New World appears to be the ultimate end game for some people, so if you enjoy gambling, raging at RNG, and wasting potentially hundreds of thousands of gold, then look no further. Crafting in this game is quite simple. You get the mats you need, you craft something, and you pray to RNGesus that they pop at the highest possible gear score that you can craft. Where this gets complicated is that even if you are 200 crafting and use all the best materials like Asmodium and infused leather, you'll still need a full crafting outfit and items in your houses called major crafting trophies. I won't get into this now as it would need an entire video to explain, but if you do want to get some gear crafted, I suggest finding someone you trust with the required level and outfits to craft this gear for you. If you craft it yourself, it does level your expertise and you could win big, but remember it can get very expensive and you need to get a few things to get started. Well, that's about it for this video, guys. I just wanted to explain the very basics of the things to do at level 60, as I know I felt a bit lost. So I hope that this video really does help you out. Please let me know if there are any things in the future that you'd like to see me do guides on, and I'll try and get them going. But until next time, guys, take it easy and peace out.